Ammo rotation, featuring the E-75. Ammo rotation is a term that I use when referring to switching ammo types during the battle in order to provide a tactical advantage against your opponent and to mess with their head, thus further providing tactical advantage. So I like to have my opening shot as HE, and then I'll have a AP or APCR following that. Why HE? Because if you analyze the teams, you'll see that there are fast and fragile tanks, and this is a slower tank, which on high calibers I do like to start with one HE shell, because the first thing you'll probably encounter is something that HE will pen or track if it's really fast, like this scout right here. So I have that ready. And also if you find a hard turret like an IS-3, you control it. Right now the IS-3 is tracked because I shot HE at him. He's in a very bad place, and now he's killed. You see, HE is really good for blasting tracks off. Now I have an APCR coming up. It could have been AP, but a bit of a waste against the 25-2. However, you know, every shot that lands, you know, it pays for itself, so it doesn't really matter. HE coming up again. I'm gonna purposely troll with it. Okay, that did some track damage. Another HE coming up. And since HE coming up, I would like to shoot it to 25-2, because it'll probably pen or do some critical damage, but he's hiding really well right now. Hiding really well. Just toying back and forth, because they do have 3 artillery on the enemy team, 3 artillery, and this is a typical area for artillery to strike, so you kind of want to use this rock right here, and be safe from artillery. Now that one did not pen, but it hit the mantlet or something around the mantlet, it looked like, and did 173 damage, and now my teammate has killed the 25-2. Loading a standard AP round now. That was a snapshot because my turret was facing the other way, and so I looked at the leopard, but I right-clicked it so that it centers the gun. It really helps, you know, like when you're kind of like in a sticky situation. And that unfortunately missed, although you saw he was lit in my reticle. It, thank you RNG, hit the bottom right of the aiming circle and hit a rock. Here's another HE coming up. I don't have depression. I don't want to go into the face of Object 704. E-75 fired. The possibility of artillery aiming at me is very real. And so I trolled the other 704 with an HE shot, loading APCR, because I could pen either side of the 704 with APCR. That was a lower hull pen. You know, you don't want to mess. You don't want to roll the dice with objects. By the way, noticed how I was moving my hull and turret back and forth, and it caused the ricochet. The artillery finally hit me. And once again, I'm turning my hull and turret because I don't want to give him my hatch. So watch this. It ricocheted off the front here. Another ricochet off the front. So far the mantlet has bounced some, and the top of the turret has bounced some because I was like moving around and didn't let them hit the hatch. Alright, that was very important to know. That was a HE shot, and he had exactly 101 health left, and I knew that I could hit him, you know, guaranteed kill if it's a non-pen with HE, so I chose to fire at the E-75 because he was such a one-shot with very, very low health that HE would do a certain job of killing him. I happened to have HE loaded, and just to save time, I didn't bother to reload to non-HE, and then I'll keep one HE left, just lingering around for later, because the battle's coming to a close, and you never know when you're gonna need that HE just to, like, you know, dig out somebody that's trolling hold down and stuff like that, or something like that. side shot on the turret with regular AP. As you can see, I try to use my AP as much as possible. I try not to rely on the APCR, so you'll see that the most I have left is 14 APCR, 7 AP right now. 6 AP. Now I'm loading an HE. Let's see if it will kill that Arty. Because I was anticipating to hit a fragile target, that's why. And you see, HE got the job done. And in fact, I'm not even sure if that hit the lower glacis or actually detonated in the ground and killed him. Either way, that was a good use of HE. So I was left with 6 AP, 14 APCR. Side scraping in the E-75, and can be done quite well. You can hold down, especially with some cover or the corner of a building or a rock. Now I'll just fast forward as I drive to the location where I'm going to, and now watch this. You see how the Pershing is gonna go? Like, he's taking shots and they're all focused on killing him. That is the time to go. That is the time to rush across, if there ever was a time, because he's being focused, not you. So you may be hit, but most likely all focus is on him. You know, that's how you know when to rush across. And you either go from the way back or let somebody else do it and then, you know, follow in their lead, because the enemy is on reload, and or most of them that are not yet reloading, that are ready to fire, they are focusing on the guy that was focused on. One thing I want to show you, we have a 42% chance to win. A matchmaker is a rigged piece of shit, and as usual, I'm on the lesser team. The enemy has a lot of fairly blue unicoms. They have a Havoc, Bat Chat, they have a NTR, Video Games, Bosch 155, in platoon with a Object 268, from the same clan, in platoon with Mup, which is Mädchen und Panzer, another reputable clan, although a smaller clan, in the T110E3, and they have a really good Arty from the Game Night crew, the Bad Chat 155-58. They also have a a pretty good M40-43. Anyway, I'm gonna drive to this rock right here, and believe you me, okay, that I'm going to stay here, and this is going to be long and boring now, but for anybody that really appreciates the finesse and the side scraping technique, is going to love this. I'm going to just stay here and make love to this rock. What's this? Make love to this rock for the entirety of the game. Pretty much the entirety of the game. That's all I'm gonna do. It's gonna seem like, am I being useful? Is this boring? Is this useless? Is this getting anything done? Yes. I am holding down this side. I am keeping them busy. Now, I want you to note something. I promise you, I will not take any damage. Except one artillery splash in this entire game. I will not take any damage. Aside from the artillery splash that will come, I will not take any hit points of damage from any tank. Tier 10, Tier 9, Tier 8, doesn't matter. They will not damage me. They might take my track off, but they will not damage me. So I keep trolling with HE. Now, there's another important thing about trolling with HE. It gives you a certain ability, which is... Okay, there was the artillery shot. It gives you the ability to take a buck wild shot without aiming carefully, when there is no time to drive out and aim, because when you present yourself, right? See, there was barely any time. When you present yourself and they're presented, they're also aiming at you. So if you can't afford to take too much time to aim carefully because you're gonna get derped, right? Then you can't fire an accurate round. So you might as well troll with HE. But if it is safe enough to aim accurately, then you could load some round. And besides, they're trying to use cover as well in side scrape. I bounced the 704 shot. Our artillery is also trying to hit me. Trigger happy, I shot at the carcass, which was killed like a second before I actually hit him. Artillery, yeah, hit the rock right here. That was a different artillery, I believe. Might have been one of the other ones. And let's see the damage so far. one. Yeah, that was that what you see right there is the object 704 that didn't pen me because I side scraped. Let me fast forward a little bit. And things are stale. Artillery fired again. I'm just sitting tight here making love to this rock. Okay, barely any progress. Now, that was a tracking shot. It might look brutal, but if you check my HP lost, that was not any damage from that guy, okay? That was just a tracking shot. I fed him my track. And also I tracked their T-28, you know, keeping him in the open more. My allies could get him. That was an AP shell trying to hit the top of the turret, possibly the hatch of the other E-75. And I'm lit. Because they have a ton of stuff there. Let's just enlarge the map. As you can see, they have a E-75 here, E-28 there, and about 2 TDs right over there on the 0. Tracking shot. Loading HE because, like, yeah, I keep bouncing these hard targets. So he's somewhere in that bush actually. He's probably got good camo. And I swivel, 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 and I'm very carefully watching exactly what angle I'm gonna pull out, and making sure that the rock is covering my lower glacis. Now, keeping these goddamn unicums busy here on this side of the map, you know, really helped to the north. There's a E-100, a Mouse, and a Ferdinand and Batchat pushing north with the support of a Su-14-2 artillery. You can just see how we're changing the tide right here. That was a nice sounding ricochet. Sounded like a boar. Oh, double whammy. HE hit the E-75, detonated and splashed the E-3 as well for some extra little damage, which might have yellowed his track or cracked one of them, we don't know yet. But that was fantastic use of HE, double whammy right there. I'm loading APCR now, because I think they're quite exposed, at least one of them. Unfortunately, it hit the upper glacis, I meant to hit the lower, and did not kill him. Maybe next time. But there was not much time to aim, remember, because they're also aiming at me. That was a bit safer because I was very side scraped. He had very, very little chance to hit a part of my hatch. Another ricochet. Another ricochet that I got when the E3 shot at me, and that was another fantastic sounding, like boom, you know. I just love that sound. Now, first time I chose to repair my track. Why? I'll tell you why. Because I wasn't using the kit all along. I let it naturally repair. Yes, I have good repair crew skill on the crew right here. But that time I had another shot coming up and he was vulnerable, so I decided to repair. And you have to keep their reload in mind. Like, it's all about timing the reload. Now my artillery got him because I kept popping out, keeping him lit. You have to keep in mind the reload, alright? That's how I was able to exchange with him, because he shot, that means I get to shoot, and then I know he reloads slower, so maybe I could even shoot another shot and then pull back in before his reload. So sometimes it's like, you know, phases. You have to really count it in your head and get used to memorizing how certain vehicles reload. It'll help you combat them. And now we put it all together. We put all the skills together. Ammo rotation, Side scraping, you'll notice that yet again I'm beginning the match opening up with a HE round, then the next one coming up is going to be AP or APCR. Note, matchmaker loves me as usual, all the time, all the time. Check this out: 40% chance to win. XBM predicts. There's a simp platoon on the enemy team, all very high blue, 57, 59, 60% win rate, 80, 83, 84 WN7. There's a green Foch that they have, a Yag Tiger from the CIA clan, then a 34-3 from the quadruple ZZZZ clan. I mean, this is just retarded. Absolutely retarded. And I have to, like, fucking work my ass off to carry this. Anyway, and you'll see that. You will see that. And the frustration of it all, do your job, bear with it, and use all your techniques. Freaking hell. And win. Right? So anyway, we're gonna put all the skills together now. Ammo rotation, side scraping, other various Aikido that we're gonna do in a tank. And we love it when the enemy team says, especially when their unicums say, "Oh, stop crying, carry harder, carry harder." I always carry hard. Whether or not matchmaker is fucking me over, I always try to do my best. And barely ever am I lucky enough, maybe 10% of the time, to be on the quote, winning team or the more fortunate team, the better off team. Always an uphill battle with me, kind of like I'm climbing uphill right now. Well, story of my life, so story in the tanks. And the Tiger won, he fell, and he's speedy, and he's falling again. Ferdinand is doing something else. He's got himself busy with something else. My platoon mate in the 1390, scouting them by proxy, it looks like. Yag Tiger. That was a pretty miraculous shot. I'm guessing it hit the drive sprocket. I was going for the Lower Glacius, and I'm glad that actually hit, because also it was working against time, right? He was disappearing, he was pulling back, artillery just hit the rock in front of me, the little fence or whatever the hell that is, wall. And it's a good thing that that wall was there, because it would have been my Lower Glacius or track if it wasn't for that wall. I am lit. By what? The FCM bounced a shot off of me. Now I'm aiming at him. I have no elevation, so I'm actually gonna maneuver. Now this is where it gets really delicate. Alright? This is where it gets really delicate, because he's gonna totally set me up for getting shot from the back. Or at least trying to. And then he's gonna try to shoot me in the back if I focus on his guy over there. The Yag Tiger hit me in the ammo rack, I repair that. Without question, I repair that. Alright, IS-6. Now, he got hit from the side also, so technically I could ram him. But he doesn't want that, so he's gonna waste time on the other side of this hut, and I'm just gonna pull it. Pull it. Yeah. Yag Tiger 2. Now where do you think I'm gonna go? Forward or backward? I'm gonna go backward because I'm gonna use the building. Because I knew he would try to hit me if I go forward. So I went backward, and now kind of protected by that building, he just had a tracking shot at me. It ricocheted into my track. Now I'm staying here, I'm getting off the radar. However, I'm keeping multiple things in mind. What's this? There are still tanks behind me that can shoot me. I know there's an artillery somewhere over here. I know the Yag Tiger is there, so there's multiple angles. So you're going to see me keep all these factors in mind. Constantly keep these factors in mind, I tell you. That I know that from the back, I'm checking my back right now. Is my back protected against that guy? Can he shoot me? At least that my engine compartment is safe, maybe behind this wall. Alright, so he's dead now, he didn't see me. By the way, this thing has 400 meter view range. everything from the Tiger 2 and above on that line as 400. So it's pretty good. You know, I was able to see him. Um, yeah, Tiger there. There's a Lorraine 40 ton somewhere behind me that I don't know. He hasn't presented himself again yet. But for some reason, I choose to go after the Ag Tiger, and I believe that this is the opportune moment because he's fighting the AT-15, and you know he has to be front to him, right? So if I could possibly finish off, you don't want to leave him alive so that he can keep presenting his front to the. However, abort plan because you don't want to get hit in the back by the Foch. So I quickly whipped around. And side scraped the shot from the Foch. It hit me in the right side. If you didn't catch that action, check it again. Now, I turn left, right, left, right, and then finally right, which caused me to eat his next shot, the Foch shot, with my left track. So the Ag Tiger's still alive. I didn't manage to get to him and kill him, but I couldn't because you can't just let a Foch hit you in the ass as you try to climb uphill. You have to abort and engage the Foch. First of all, quickly rotate your hull to him so that you can, bounce the shot, hopefully, or eat it with your track, and to exchange fire with him. I missed like a moron, he missed like a moron, he took more damage from ramming, obviously. I'm going to try to hit him and have I just checked it quickly. You don't want to give away that you're going to hit his observation device, so right before you reload, that's when you want to start aiming for it. They're gonna anticipate that. They see where your gun is, so like I'll purposely like aim elsewhere and keep moving the gun around so they don't suspect that I'm trying to hit them in some weak spot. And then just before the reload, now artillery tracked me. It hit me from the back, and I'm lit again. It's because the Lorraine is here. Holy shit. Now watch what I'm gonna do. This is just ingenious. First of all, driving backwards, whatever the fastest way. If it's backwards, then it's backwards. Doesn't matter. The fastest way possible to get to cover so that he can't hit you anymore. And he's eating away at this wall. And I just keep driving forward so that he has to keep eating away at the wall. Wasn't that funny? Now, shoot him. And again, now I'm gonna push him because I know I can track. Now I'm tracked. Unfortunately, my track, you never know the health of your track. In the background, it only had a bit of HP left before it breaks again, right? So I keep spinning. It seems that he's on reload. He wasted most of his... That's a nice artillery shot. He wasted most of his ammunition on breaking that wall. And that was hilarious. I remember what I did, and rewind if you have to watch that again. I saw that he's shooting at me, and I saw that there's a wall in the way, so the fastest way for me to use that wall was to drive backwards. There's just no time to, traverse a big hull like this and take ass shots. And you see, I tried to take a shot at the GW, and barely anything of him was showing. So I'm gonna shoot, and then while I'm reloading, I'm gonna try to get closer. I'll tell you right now, I'm not the one who gets the killing blow on him because there's very little showing. I don't know if it actually goes through that hole right there. No, it actually went over and he was moving anyway. Now my artillery's gonna get him. So anyway, back there with the Lorraine, used the fence to my advantage, the wall, and kept. Then while he was reloading in between shots, I traversed my hull fully. He kept eating away at the wall, and I kept moving forward. He kept hitting the wall, having to hit the wall instead of hitting me because he really wanted to, hit me before I close the distance. And last thing, a fragile tank like that wants is for me to close the distance on him.